Becoming the woman of your dreams. What does this even mean? I never thought I was gonna do ever this video because I never thought that I would be at a point where I could truly say I have become the woman of my dreams. This is not a video where I'm gonna tell you how to dress and how to do your makeup and that you have to do your nails every day. This is about an internal change that I have undergone that has helped me become who I am today, create my dream life, my dream business, move to a country where I literally have the view on the sea right behind this camera, have the partner of my dreams, and realize that only if I became the woman of my dreams, I was gonna be able to create the life of my dreams. Growing up, I didn't have a million possibilities. I grew up in, a very simple household, my mom, my dad. There were a lot of challenges in my household, a lot of fighting, a lot of my dad moving out, my dad moving back in, a lot of chaos, a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people struggle with growing up and their household and then becoming an adult and realizing, oh, the way that I grew up actually has an impact on the way that I see myself in the world today. Realizing that growing up and how you grew up, the things that were said to you, the things that you saw will inevitably have an impact on the way that you're going to see yourself and that you're going to see life. I had to become very radical with myself and I had to take radical responsibility, take that responsibility and change my life in accordance to that. I had to realize that whatever happened in my past, I could no longer bring into my life. I could no longer bring into my future. And I had to make a cut and take the responsibility for the life that I wanted to create and not for the life that I wasn't going to create based on my past. And so the first step is you recognizing as well that you got to take the responsibility that if you want your life to change, no one can do it for you but you. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter how you grew up. All of these things can be resolved internally, but you got to be the one to take the action. And so once I took the responsibility, I also had to realize that I come first. In a world where women are so much more likely to give and give and give rather than receive or rather than to fill up their cup, I had to change what I have seen being mirrored to me when I was younger. I saw my mom always being the one giving and giving and giving and over giving way more than she was able to get back to receive. I had to realize that I had to break that pattern. I had to break what I have seen and I had to be the one to give back to me. Because if I wanted to be the woman that was gonna go far in life, I couldn't do that if I gave everything away from myself. I had to be the one to show up for herself, to fill up her cup first, no matter how that looked like. I had to truly fight myself in many situations where I was scared to not give something to someone because of the fear that they were gonna reject me or that were not gonna like me anymore. But I had to get clear with myself that if they're not gonna like me because I have boundaries or because I can't give more than I'm giving, then it's on them and it's not on me. So when I made that conscious decision that I wasn't gonna give more than what I had and give back to myself first, that's when I was able to truly dedicate myself to creating that life that I wanted, which leads me to truly being dedicated to that thing that you want to create, to becoming this woman. And dedication doesn't just mean living in your mind and believing it's going to happen. Dedication means you got to take the action to become the woman. You got to become very honest with yourself. You got to be so determined. You got to stay consistent. You got to motivate yourself. No one's gonna motivate you. You gotta be the one to wake up every morning, put an alarm on, go to the gym, do your meditation, whatever it is that you want to do, you gotta be the one that shows up for yourself, not for anyone else in your life. Are you showing up right now in your life because you want to prove something to someone or because you believe you have to be a certain way to get the love or get the success or get the affection from someone? You gotta turn it back to yourself. Who do you need to be for you, to be the best version of you. That's ultimately the thing that you got to ask yourself. I also had to realize that whatever was holding me back from being the person that I wanted is something I truly needed to look at. So instead of trying to be positive and trying to not let anything that happened in the past affect me, I actually had to realize that there are reasons why I'm holding myself back in my life. I had to realize that why I'm not speaking to this person, why I'm not applying for this job, why I'm not doing the things that I know I should be doing or I want to do, is because there is a blockage that I need to look at. There is a part of me that needs healing. Oftentimes what I see is, and I've seen this with the older generation, with my parents, when there was a problem, it was kind of like put to the side. It wasn't seen as a big thing. So as an example, when I was struggling mentally and I would tell my parents about this and I would propose to them, hey, maybe I should look for a therapist for me to feel better, they wouldn't make it a big deal. And they would see the thing that I actually struggled with as something that could just be pushed away by being more positive and by being more grateful and by ignoring the very thing that actually was dragging me down. You got to realize that if right now you feel like there are things in your life that are not working out the way that you want to, if right now you realize that you're stuck, it's because there are parts of you that need healing. And so I had to realize that when I felt stuck in my life, when I didn't get what I wanted, when I was holding myself back, it's because I was having beliefs or traumas or things I haven't yet fully processed or healed. This is the work that I do. If you are interested in healing and becoming the woman of your dreams, make sure you check out what I do. Down below, you find all of the information on my work. And if you want to take it to the next level and truly create the life of your dreams, I'm your girl. The other thing I needed to do as well, I had to stop taking advice from people who weren't where I wanted to be. Why would you take advice from someone on money when that someone is broke themselves? Why would you take advice from someone who is struggling in their relationship, and why would you take relationship advice from them? You don't take advice from the people who don't know the very thing itself. But why do we tend to do that? Why do we look to our friends, to our parents, to people in our life asking for advice about something that they have never mastered? That probably when you ask for advice, they will add doubts into your mind, they will add fears into your mind, they will make you question your path. So instead of asking advice from those types of people, you got to turn it back to yourself. And if you do want advice or help, you go to the person that has done what you want to do. If you want to create a successful business, you go to the person who has created a successful business. If you want to heal your life, if you want to transform your life, if you want to become the best version of yourself, you go to the person that has done that before. So stop taking advice from people who are not where you want to be. This was a hard lesson to learn because I didn't realize I was stuck in my life for so long because I was exactly doing that. I was taking advice from people who were not the right people to take advice from. The other thing as well is I moved when I was scared. And by moving, I don't only mean physically moving and moving from one country to another, even though I've done it many times in my life already. I was making decisions based on where this was going to take me, based on how I wanted to grow, even though it scared me, even though I didn't feel ready, even though it felt very difficult, even though I was in my pants, okay? The thing is, the difference between the people that go far and create the life of their dreams, become the woman of their dreams, they take the action even when they're scared. They take the action even when they're not ready yet. That also led me to investing in myself big time. I don't know anyone in my circle of the people I grew up with, of the people that have been part of my life as I grew up in school, in university. I don't know absolutely anyone who has invested as much money in themselves as I did. And I don't want to say that I'm better than them. That's not what I'm about to say. But I also know now people in my life who have invested even more money than I have. You can see where they are in life and how much quicker they're growing and becoming who they want to be. And you can see the people that are not doing that. And that is where you can literally see lives going in different direction. You got to invest in yourself like you are that expensive car, that expensive house, like you are everything that you have because you are. And I see this so many times. People are so much more likely to spend $50,000 on a brand new car, to pay a mortgage for their house that they're gonna pay off their entire life, instead of investing in themselves and learning how to make that money so they can pay all of that in cash and have more money than ever. You got to understand that you are your biggest asset, your biggest investment. Your brain is something that no one can take away from you. Your mind is something that no one can take away from you. So the more that you know, the more that you master yourself, the more likely you're going to become the woman of your dreams. And so very early on in my life, at a very young age, I would invest in my knowledge, in myself, in improving and becoming better. And I keep doing that. This journey is never going to end. But I know that because I've done it, I am where I am. Editing just here. I want to clarify that money is not the only way to invest. When I started investing, it's also time, it's energy, it's setting your priorities straight. And it doesn't have to be a lot of money that you invest in yourself. It can start with $5 here and there in learning an online course, right? So keep that in mind, that this is not what I meant, that you need a lot of money to invest, but it starts with the small things like time, energy, and starting somewhere. The way that I know myself is on a complete different level. The way that I know people is on a complete different level, which also leads me to the feminine aspect of becoming the woman of your dreams. In a world like today, we are very masculinized. I don't know if that is a word. Very much fitting into a world that was created by men. Everything that we see today, the 9 to 5, the grinding mentality, everything has been built by men for men. And as women, we're trying to fit in a very masculinized society. Again, I don't know if that is a word, so please correct me if that is not a word. But you're getting my point. It's a lot of masculine energy. And masculine energy has nothing to do with gender. It's just the energy that it's a lot of grinding and hard work and a lot of pushing and a lot of doing. And that disconnects us women from the innate wisdom that we have within us, from the innate knowing that we have within us, from our intuition, from connecting ourselves with our bodies. And so I had to realize that if I wanted to attract my dream partner, and I was stuck in a very masculine energy. I was very hyper independent. I was very focused on getting it all done by myself. I wasn't allowing anyone to come in, because we need both as women and as everyone. We need the feminine and the masculine. And when I was very deep in my masculine energy, I wasn't able to attract another masculine man because it was repelling each other. And so I had to realize, in order for me to attract someone who was gonna be the man that I'm looking to have, someone who can hold me, someone who can support me, I needed to soften into the woman that I am. I needed to learn how to be both. I needed to learn that if I'm doing this, if I'm working for my dreams, I am in my masculine, but also allowing myself to shift into the feminine, to soften, to receive. So when I attract a man, I attract the person that can be that for me, not needing it, but it's a choice to soften into allowing for that other person to be an addition to my life. I had to realize that if I truly wanted to receive the things in my life, that's what I feel like is the superpower of us women, that when we truly feel into our feminine and soften and allow ourselves to receive, it's not only the man that you're going to receive or the love that you're going to receive, you're going to receive the money in a more effortless way, the opportunities in a more effortless way. But when we are very much in a masculine, the grinding, the pushing, the lack energy, it's very hard to receive. It's very hard to invite those things in, because we are not aligned in that energy that is going to help you receive the things that you truly desire. And so we got to learn how to be in both. And so I had to learn, how can I be in both? How can I be in that masculine as well as in that feminine, and practice softening and shifting between those two energies. These are a lot of things that I just shared of how I became the woman of my dreams, the things that truly started to shift in my life, the things that truly made me the woman that I am. This journey is a never-ending journey. I believe this is a journey to be on for a long time in my life, or maybe forever even, and it's always going to evolve and change and shift. But I truly believe that I've never been at this point where I can see these things so clearly, and I can see that all of this evolved me into the person that I am. So I truly hope that this inspires you, it teaches you something, and maybe makes you see things differently. If it does, I would love to hear from you. Please let me know in the comments down below. It would mean a lot to me. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.